So if there is someone that Raila Odinga was grooming to take over ODM, is Edwin Sifuna. Babu Owino is a political player the way Raila Odinga was.
Hello and welcome to Political Oracle. This is a segment of the Talk Chat podcast. So with me here, I have Dr. Michael and an award-winning journalist, Pendo.
Hi.
I feel welcomed. So today we are going to discuss the dynasty, Raila's dynasty, Raila as an industry. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, Raila has mentored many people. Raila has been a father to many people. Yeah. And now that he's gone, the political question arises, what is going to happen to his political babies? Yeah. So let's get right into the discussion. Mm-hmm. So we start with the power circle. We have these people who thrived by simply being associated with Raila, the likes of 𝐾𝐿𝐢𝐴, the likes of 𝐓𝐢𝐥𝐚. Yeah, so what will happen to these people now that Baba has gone?
Thank you, Bella, for your question. And it is true that some politicians have gained fame politically through Baba's name. And an example that I like to use is James Orengo, the senator for Siaya. In previous elections, for example, the 2022, he did not campaign, but he only says that he is Raila's lawyer. So that puts him in a very good position politically. So now that Raila is gone, such kind of politicians are maybe they need to have new campaign strategies or new ways to remain relevant in politics.
Yeah, and of course, if they have never had a strategy even before, like you have said about Orengo, I don't know whether the last time Orengo printed a poster to campaign in Siaya or in other places. So in most cases, when we say Raila is an industry, it means Raila himself was not just a person. There are a lot of things that happened because he was there. And of course, there are also things that are going to happen because he's not there. And there are many politicians who used to ride on Raila Odinga, not because they were incompetent, but because he was like their voice. When he speaks, they speak. Of course, they were useful to him, like Orengo has been Raila Odinga's lawyer for a long time. So he would not find time to go and campaign. He would just be busy trying to handle legal matters for Raila Odinga. And he would not have time to go and seek votes on the grassroots. For Raila to pay out of that, he would just go tell his people, okay, I need you to elect Orengo because he is busy akinishughulikia mambo yangu.
Yeah, legal matters.
Yeah, my legal matters. So, and by doing that, people would listen to him and say, Baba has spoken, tunapea Orengo, ili aendelee kushughulikia Baba. Because without legal part, then Baba would have a lot of issues. So, and I think that was deserved. We cannot say such people were parasitic. That was deserved, especially for Orengo, it was deserved. So Raila Odinga was not just a person, he was an industry. And I like the way Bella is putting it. He was an industry. It means from him, many people were fed. From him, many people were relevant. From him, many people got employment. From him, many people were finding their way of surviving. And it is not only those who worked with Raila. There are people who rose to power because they would insult Raila. You become relevant by insulting just Raila. You are relevant because you are identifying with a prominent person who was not just a person, but he was a movement by himself.
The same way that Gachagua is saying Ruto.
Yes, if you remove Ruto if you remove Ruto now, Gachagua will have nothing. Today, if Ruto is not in power, what would Gachagua do?
You will need to rethink again.
Yeah, now, and that is why we usually talk about the small visions that some of these politicians have. But of course, those who used Baba, who used to be relevant through association with the Baba, they will never heal. Those who rose through by associating with the Baba, and when they were up there, they never empowered themselves to move by their own. That is an endangered political species. And I will tell you, that is why you remember there was a time we would tell Sifuna, you are on the right track now. Leave ODM and go and stand on your own. This is what we were telling him. And I can tell you someone like a Babu Owino. Babu Owino, you know, alijitoanga tu kitambo. And if you look at the people who withdrew, walijitoa around towards 2021. One of them, and I can tell you one of them, Gladys Wanga. Gladys Wanga alijitoa, akaenda Homa Bay, kujiombea kiti yake. Although she was backed, you get?
Yeah.
She was elected governor because she left ODM national politics and went back home and asked for votes, and she rebuild herself. At least she has some roots.
But she's still the chairperson.
She
was at the time when Raila was still alive.
I don't think she was the chairperson. Because if you look at the secretariat for ODM, Gladys Wanga is no longer there. So she was just, but she left the national politics. She went home and reestablished herself. Simba Arati, okay, did the same. Left national politics na akaacha kushinda akifuatana na Baba, akaenda Kisii, akaenda akajijenga. What did Junet do?
Started speaking about ODM.
Junet was already around Baba. You know, those people were around Baba, and they would know Baba ataenda tu aseme huyu tosha na wachaguliwe. My friend, they are going to find it very rough.
Because now he's gone.
Because now they will move around with who. And I remember that time when in our political analysis, I used to advise them, please, Baba has left ODM. Baba is now in 𝐏𝐲𝐚. Ikiwa Baba ameachana na ODM, wewe ni nani? Ukaange hapo ukifuatana na Baba, you are not going to campaign. So there are people who decided to go and reestablish themselves. Someone like Babu Owino left behind using the back door, na akaanza kujiestablish huko. And that is what the likes of kina Sifuna were trying to do, to try to reestablish themselves. Politicians who never did that, you are not going to hear them again, because they were still at the back of Baba. Those who were riding to relevance, kutukana Baba, Gachagua being one of them, I'm telling you, is going to find it very rough. Yeah.
I remember he was doing that, especially during the campaign period.
Yes, he is going to find it very rough now to find another person. Sasa atashikilia nani? Yeah, you know, of course, sasa Ruto ako hapo. Raila was one of the people they would use to do their campaigns. So that particular part of the industry is going to fall because there is no supply of power anymore. And the person who used to endorse you is gone, and you did not establish yourself as an independent person with an independent power. That one is gone. And of course, Raila being an industry used to drive the headlines of media in this country. Because in a week, when there was the lowest supply of Raila Odinga in the media, you could not miss Raila Odinga in the headline at least 3 times in a week. At least. Now, the media has to create another person. And that is why you are likely to see now media shifting to create Uhuru Kenyatta. You get?
Yeah.
To create Gachagua and Matiang'i and Kalonzo to now close the gap that has been left by Raila Odinga. So to many newsmakers, Raila Odinga was of economic value. To many political analysts, Raila Odinga was of an economic value. Many people could go to media morning discussions, and when they are analyzing politics, they will not do, the analysis will not be complete without the mentioning of Raila Odinga.
Especially now that he was with Ruto in the broad-based government.
Exactly.
Most predictions were leading towards Raila and Ruto.
Exactly. Actually, the 2027 predictions were now built around Raila Odinga. And of course, political activists, they were also building their activism around Raila Odinga. So they would not mention Raila Odinga activism, the rights, the blah, 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 human rights, without bringing in Raila Odinga as a key person, but also for the sake of what we call prominence. And that, you see, even Raila Odinga himself, if you listen to Raila Odinga, there are people he would create himself around. One of them is Masinde Muliro. In fact, I cannot remember one time Raila Odinga would talk about heroes without talking about Masinde Muliro. Because in every conversation in politics, there must be someone. And of course, for those who do not know who Masinde Muliro was, Masinde Muliro was the deputy chairperson of Ford Kenya.
The political party of his father.
Yeah, the Ford Kenya was, and he died around, I think it was in 1991 or something like that, when he went to fundraise for the political party. When he came at the airport, he collapsed and died. Of course, Masinde Muliro was a force of unity among the Ford. And because there were around 3 people, 2 people who were, all of them housed political presidential ambition. One was Oginga Odinga, the other one was Matiba.
Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth Matiba, if I remember very well. And then when Masinde Muliro died, now Ford split into 2. Ford Kenya, Ford Asili. You know, Asili means Indio Ford ile asili. So, of course, there was no Ford Kenya. It was Ford, a Forum for Restoration of Democracy. That's the name. Yeah. So it was Ford. So when Masinde Muliro died, and it was ended to 1992. Actually, now there was Ford Kenya and Ford Asili. Yeah, the Matiba versus Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So to Raila Odinga, Masinde Muliro was a hero who would have united this country in 1992. And with that unity, they would not have lost to Moi. So to him, Masinde Muliro was a very key factor, and he was like also his mentor. You do not talk of heroes without talking about Masinde Muliro. The same way we are saying here, there are people who are building themselves and going to build themselves around Raila Odinga. There are people who build themselves around Raila Odinga, and when he is gone, they are gone. There are people who are going to build themselves around Raila Odinga now that he is not there, and they are likely to endure. You get?
Yeah, I get.
So, as an industry, Raila Odinga was not just a person. He was a movement. He was, I don't know whether you listened to a journalist who went to Bondo in his house, and he was interviewing those workers. And they would say Baba was Baba. Kuna jamaa mmoja alisema akikuja hivi alikuwa anazunguka hivi, anazunguka anatusalimia na anakuachia kakitu. You understand? Yeah, alikuwa baba yao. And there is that woman who said he was our father. And we echoed actually what Ruto said during the late President Moi's burial. And he told the family, thank you for also letting your father to be our father. And Raila repeated that during the recent visit at Kabarak. And this mama was telling Winnie, Rosemary, and Raila Odinga Jr. Thank you for also letting your father be our father. So Raila Odinga was a father to many, and many people used to depend on him for their livelihood. So he was an industry. He was not just any other person. When Raila Odinga went to the streets, the Nairobi National Securities shares would start falling. You would even predict economy based on whether Raila ameitisha maandamano. So it would affect a number of things. So he was like that.
He was a force.
He was a force to reckon with. To call him an industry, I think, is not a misnomer. Is a correct description of who he was.
Okay, on the same note, Raila as an industry, let's take it to the angle of politics.
Yeah.
Now that Raila is gone, Nyanza it was a one-man stronghold.
Yeah.
Are we looking at a possible fragmentation of Nyanza politics?
Yes, you are going to see fragmentation of Nyanza politics because of this reason. First of all, it is a big mistake if ODM is going to remain in Nyanza. And there is going to be a low possibility that ODM will survive if the leader of ODM is going to come from Luo Nyanza. If the leader remains in Luo Nyanza, that will be the end of ODM. You will never hear ODM again. The reason why Ford Kenya survived is because Ford Kenya did not remain with the Luo. They gave it to the Luya nation. And therefore, you can see the likes of 𝐎𝐴𝐾𝐲𝐵. They are still surviving with that party. Let me tell you another party that is dying. The DP. Why? Do you know DP, by the way?
Yeah, for Mutori.
Yeah. Whose party was that?
Do you know?
Actually, enlighten us.
Whose party was DP? DP was Kibaki's party. But it is dying because he left it in Central. If he left DP in another community, ingelewa vizuri sana. But leaving it in Central with the Mount Kenya people, it will die with him. But I want you to look at for example, KANU. Why is KANU still having some embers coming up? KANU was Jomo Kenyatta's party. It was not Moi's party. Not that. But it moved from Kikuyu to 𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻. You get?
Yes.
But now, to me, it is time now to move from also 𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻 to another region. So parties die when they are reduced to regions. And I like the structure that is coming up with the ODM. If they don't destabilize it, ODM should be tossed away from Luo Nyanza and be given, the leadership should go either to people in Mombasa or the Luya.
And also because now that the ODM leader was in a broad-based government with Ruto, maybe they should consider giving it to the Kalenjin people.
To the Kalenjin people, Kalenjin people have no political party. Fortunately.
Yeah.
Of course, they have no political party. Yeah. So Kalenjin are just free.
They are free folk.
Yeah, they are free folk. So they used to, of course, if you go to Baringo, is KANU locked. In 2007, they were in ODM, locked. In 2013, they were Jubilee, locked. You understand? The URP went to Jubilee. In 2017, they were Jubilee Party. You know, in 2013, there was no Jubilee Party. It was Jubilee Alliance. But in 2017, Jubilee Party. After 2017, they started recreating themselves around Ruto, UDA. You get?
Yeah.
And now, I don't know whether in 2017 there will be UDA. In 2027, there will be UDA. But they are going to find themselves in broad-based something. Whatever they will call it. So my point was parties usually die if you don't let them go. And that was Matiba's Ford Asili. Where is it?
It is with Eugene Wamalwa. No, Ford Kenya is it?
No, Ford Asili. I'm talking about
Asili.
Yes. Yenye ilienda na Matiba. Iko wapi? He never gave it away. And therefore he died with it. Okay?
But for Ford Kenya, it was...
For Ford Kenya, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga left it with Kijana Wamalwa. And then Kijana Wamalwa, when he was going, he never left it in his family. Otherwise, Eugene Wamalwa, hayuko Ford Kenya. Get? Eugene Wamalwa akona DAP. kina Wetangula wakachukua, you know, it has imekuwa na fighting akina Wamunyinyi sijui nini wana fight. So that's a party that is likely to endure, and I tell you, Ford Kenya is likely to have longer life than ODM.
Because it has been moving.
Already it has long shelf life than ODM. ODM ilianza 2017, Ford Kenya ilianzwa na Masinde Muliro. You get. So we need to understand how parties can live for a long time. And they can only live for a long time because of two reasons. Number one, if the parties are not confined within the family. Two, if the parties are not confined within the region and the so-called nations, the Luo nation, the 𝐾𝐽 nation, the Luhya nation. If they go across the nations, those parties endure. But if you confine them within the family and also within the regions and within the ethnic groups, they fizzle out and they die.
Yeah, because talking about that, some political parties like KANU, after now Moi, he left it with Gideon Moi. Yeah. So
actually, if I were to advise him, I would advise him to toss it out.
To give it to someone else.
Toss it out. Rudisha kwa Wakikuyu. Toss it out to another and recreate your own. Toss it out so that it can find relevance in a different region, and for you can have a different outfit. Okay? A different outfit that can brand you in a different way. If Uhuru never left KANU, I think he wouldn't have become president. He never left KANU. By the way, there is nothing like leaving your party. Even Ruto knows he is KANU.
It's forming another
Raila
one.
Odinga knows he is KANU. Uhuru knows he is KANU. You can never. KANU was a big movement. Yeah, it is about rebranding
and creating your own.
Yes, na kuambia mtu hebu shikilia hiyo ball, hebu niende wewe shikilia hiyo for 2 decades, na mimi niende ni create another one that can have a different branding. So it is not about disinheriting. It's about knowing this one can be handled there. It can be handled there. Then it come back to me. I can give it to another thing. Because a political party is supposed to be like a volleyball. You toss it to another person. When that ball leaves your hand, it is in another hand. Now that person has got some way of knowing how do I score. If I don't score, I can give it to another person. Then when it is in another person, the ball is becoming sweeter. You understand?
Yeah.
But when you have the ball in your hand, it is not moving, and you are moving with it, then the chances of you scoring are very low. So parties are like that. You toss it, and therefore, when the ball is up, now the game becomes sweeter. And the ball becomes a bit relevant.
Now with Raila being the industry and ODM the company.
Yeah.
Did I say so? Raila was good at grooming successors.
Yeah. Good, surely.
Yeah, good at grooming successors and making kingpins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in his ODM, let's say ODM is his company, he had groomed Joho and Oparanya to be the leaders.
Yeah.
Like now, and you see it's like he ruled to the end. Do you feel like his endorsements of Joho and Oparanya being the leader will hold authority?
No, they will not hold authority because he did not groom them as successors. He groomed them as leaders in their regions. You would see Joho as a person who can be a leader of ODM in the coastal region. Oparanya, I don't understand, because Oparanya was just being put there to hold the position, not as a Luhya leader. Because I don't think Oparanya is a kingpin in Luhya the way Joho is a kingpin
in the coast.
So Oparanya was just there to balance the equation in the party. In fact, the only person who can be said has the potential of becoming the Luhya kingpin is Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna has more say in ODM than any other lawyer. He has the potential to speak and they can hear. And that is, so if there is someone that Raila Odinga was grooming to take over ODM, is Edwin Sifuna. No other person. Not even Babu Owino. Babu Owino is neither here nor there. Babu Owino is a smart politician who can never be contained. You cannot contain Babu Owino. Anaweza sema kiala la leo na kesho aseme hiyo ingine mwingine.
So tumeona ile siku ya venye Kalonzo alikuwa na hiyo nini yake, alikuwa amevaa kofia ya wiper. Babu Owino. Babu Owino,
and that is why Babu Owino is likely to survive these politics of neither here nor there. So he is a fluid person. So Babu Owino has the potential to be like Raila Amolo Odinga. But there is no way two bulls can stay in the same house. Sifuna is a kind of political administrator. He can unite the young people and rally young people to back ODM. That is why you remember there was a time we said if Sifuna leaves ODM is done. And people were making a lot of noise. Oh, who is Sifuna? Oh, nini. Let me tell you, Sifuna is different from Babu Owino in this way. Sifuna is a political administrator who can unite people. Okay, Babu Owino is not a political administrator. Babu Owino is a political player. The way Raila Odinga was, he can be here today, he can be there tomorrow. He can call for maandamano, kesho anaweza fanya handshake. In fact, if there is a photocopy of Raila Odinga, not through mentorship, but by nature of birth, character is Babu Owino. But when it comes to administration, the person who can make ODM party stand for a long time,
it's Sifuna.
You think of Sifuna, you think of Joho. Those are people who were ODM damu, wangetetea kwa ukweli. Sio Junet. Junet, I don't think Junet had the interest of the party. Junet had the interest of Raila Odinga. And that is why Raila Odinga would prefer Junet to be his person behind him. So Junet na Baba, Junet was like a family eye of Baba in ODM. Baba, ida akitaka kujua Baba ako wapi, call Junet. And Junet would tell you Baba ako sawa na ako hivi. So he was like a caretaker of Baba. So he was not interested in the party. He was interested in making sure Baba is okay. So Junet was Baba's political caretaker. Sifuna was ODM's political caretaker. You understand?
That is why he was angry at
when munasema ati party itaenda hivi. No, he was interested in the party more than Baba. Now that is why you say Baba ndiye amesema ata support sio ODM. So interest here, Sifuna is the party. And therefore he would be the best person to take over the party.
But now we see that the ODM people are everywhere. Joho ako kwa cabinet.
They are in government.
They are in government.
Yes, and that is why if the party is left to go to government, that is the end of the party.
Because it will be dissolved.
Yes, and that is why I'm saying Sifuna na stand yake ya kusema sisi hatuko ndani. Now that is for preserving the party. His interest is to preserve the party. You get? Is not to preserve the government, whatever. Because once the party ends in government in 2027, hakutakuwa na ODM. And note this, Oginga Odinga family is going to align with the government. 100%. The Oginga Odinga family are not usually opposition. Opposition ilikuwa Raila peke yake.
Now that Oburu has been given the...
Oburu ataenda kwa serikali. So if he is left to take the party to the government, party gone. Wapea Sifuna na Sifuna atoe party kwa government. You understand? Na wale watu wako kwa government walikuwa wa ODM watolewe ODM warudi kwa serikali. Ili party can, so that the party
can survive.
Otherwise, it will not survive.
Now that Raila's death was sudden, and we see that he ruled to the end. Now, is there a possibility? Now, before he died, he didn't leave the mantle or ODM to one specific person, a person that you can associate ODM with. Are we looking at a possible collapse of Raila Industries or the ODM party?
There are only two people, political leaders in this country, whose death was not sudden. Former President Kibaki and former President Moi.
They died after retirement.
They died and they were able to have a good transition. Okay? Jomo Kenyatta's death was sudden. Odinga's death was sudden. Raila Odinga's death was sudden. You get? People should learn from history. Now, look at those politicians whose death was sudden and how their parties were managed after. Let's begin with
Jomo Kenyatta.
His death was sudden. He left KANU.
Moi took over.
The Kikuyu people wished that that party remain and the power remain within the Kikuyu. President Moi was saved by Jojo's wisdom. Otherwise, the other guys we usually hear in history like Akina Kehika, they were, and there were even some PCs even in this region who used to slap Moi when he was. But the wisdom of Jojo and some few people, so this one, hatutaachia the Kikuyu mafia. Acha hii kitu iende na mzee Moi ili kuwe preserved. And that is why KANU was preserved for 24 years and beyond. So dying suddenly means they need to recalibrate. But history does not lie. In 1994, Odinga suddenly, and the party did not remain with Luo. It went to Kijana wa Malwa, and Kijana wa Malwa now started, akaanza kuilea, ikienda na the Luya people. That is why the party survived. In 2025, Raila Odinga died suddenly. So, by the pattern, because patterns do not lie, what should they do?
They should give the party to someone else.
If it stays in the family, dead. It is dead. It's a dead party. Okay?
If it goes to government, dead also.
Remember, if Kenya stayed in the family, Raila Odinga would have killed it after 1997 because ingeingia kwa serikali. Yeye mwenyewe na party yake wakati aliingia kwa serikali ilikufa. Raila Odinga party died wakati aliingia KANU. It died. He had to start all over again. You get?
Yes.
So if ODM remains in government as a party, not people, ODM will be dead. And there is no contradiction about that. We cannot apologize for that. And it means ODM cannot remain with Oparanya. It cannot remain with Oburu. It cannot be ended by Joho. It can only be ended by one person who was against that movement. And that was Sifuna. And his conclave.
Which means if it goes to Sifuna, it goes to the Luya.
If it goes to Sifuna, Sifuna atakumbali hiyo party iende kwa serikali. That is one. Sifuna atalea hiyo party na ita survive. And of course, when we say Sifuna, of course there were those other politicians who were behind him. Sifuna was just the main force because he was the Secretary General. Hakuna mtu mwingine kwa ODM anaweza fanya hiyo party survive. I can tell you.
Okay. So also the name Raila, if you mentioned Raila, you remember during the multi-party, the second liberation. And so now that Raila is dead, he was among the last few people who can remember for those times. And I remember Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, when he was eulogizing, he was saying that young people should learn from Raila. So, because when you mention Raila, you remember during the past. And also there are some of the parties that we have now, for example, the Sifuna Party. Sifuna Party was formed during the second liberation. During those times. Paul Mwite. So Paul Mwite is also among the people who are still remaining now that Raila Raila is gone. Yeah.
And I will still go back to ODM and the issue of the industry. Do you know whose party is ODM?
Raila's.
No. No.
Whose party?
ODM ni party ya 𝐏𝐸𝐻𝐿. 𝐏𝐸𝐻𝐿 angekaa na hiyo party Meru. Haingekuwa. You get? Now, Sifuna party ni ya Muite.
Paul Muite.
Hakuipeana amekaa nayo. It has never grown.
That is why it is watu hawaijui sana.
Yes. So we need to know, even KANU itself, you go to the history of KANU and find who is the owner of KANU. Uone venye ilitoka kwa mwenye alikuwa mwenyewe, ikakuja kwa Jomo Kenyatta, ikakuja kwa Moi. You understand? It has to move. Political parties are like a ball. It has to move. It has to change hands for it to be relevant. Sifuna party, we call it Sifuna because ni Sifuna tu ilikuwa ya Muite na inaenda up na Muite. And I think these people, if they could learn how political parties work, they would have legacies with political parties. So when you talk about ODM, huwezi toa 𝐏𝐸𝐻𝐿. Alichukua party, he registered the party, he gave it to Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga made it the way it is. Now, Raila Odinga, it should now move from Raila Odinga family and community and region for it to be relevant. If it doesn't move, it will never be relevant. So we need to look at it from that perspective. Let me give you an example of this party Kalonzo Musyoka has been moving around with. Now it is Wiper Democratic Front. It used to be Wiper Party. Before then, it was ODM Kenya. Who registered ODM Kenya? Who is the owner of ODM Kenya?
Kalonzo.
No. It was Dan Maanzo. Now, hiyo party ilianzishiwa Ukambani na inaishi tu Ukambani. Even if they keep changing the names,
bado tu ni Ukambani.
It will never grow. Hello? That is, patterns not lie. These people, they think they know politics because they are in politicians. They don't know anything. And they need to understand the structure of politics and the history of politics because, as we said here, politics is tripartite. It has the past, the present,
the future.
And the future. So, Kalonzo can keep changing the name of the party from ODM Kenya, Chungwa na Nusu, from Wiper Democratic Party, from that to Wiper Democratic Front. Kalonzo angekuwa amepeana hiyo party kitambo, apeane huko kwa Waluya na ifanye ingekuwa inaguru, lakini haiwezi kuwa. It's a Kamba party. No one ethnic party can purport to take you anywhere. It has to move from 2007 to 2027. That will be 20 years. Party moving around Sekuru. Hapana. Cannot Kalonzo. Peana hiyo party, pea akina wengine hapo Ukambani na utoke. Ende party ingine. So that it can grow. Otherwise, the same way, it will die with Kalonzo Musyoka.
I think this should be a lesson to other political
and
parties.
I have no recourse about that. Yeah. Let them listen and know how politics work. They think they know politics, of course, because they are politicians. But we know the political theory. We have learned the patterns of politics from the 18th century, and I know how it works. So it doesn't work. And of course, for Kenya, it's not going to 18th century. You just learn from the parties which have been. Just learn the political parties that have endured. Political parties are supposed, if they are to survive, they are like volleyball. They have to change hands for them to be relevant. For you to score, you have to change that ball from one hand to another. Or they talk about soccer. Look at that person who gets the ball and decides not to pass over the ball to another person. Hakuna kuscore hapo.
The game stops.
That's
The end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've come to the end of our discussion today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your insights and sharing your knowledge on this topic.